And hello fellow Tech Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today I have another guest replay for you, and this time it's from another Night Owls clan member with gamertag GreatWhite56. And thank you GreatWhite for sending this to me, and you know, this replay is going to be absolutely fantastic. The game is in the tier 9 American heavy tank concept 1B, and if you've played this tank in the past, you'll know that rate of fire on this thing is not the greatest. The reload is pretty long, although gun depression on this tank is absolutely phenomenal. So GreatWhite's gonna have a fantastic game here on ElHalluf, and what I'm going to do in this replay is I'm gonna try to talk through a little bit of strategy on this map, especially if you go brawling in this corner, which is quite prevalent. A lot of tanks come here in this area of the map to brawl. You want to be able to know what the progression is later on after you win this area. In many cases I see either my team or the opposing team winning this area, which is key, by pushing a little bit too early or a little bit too far, and what happens is they get annihilated. So we'll cover that in a split second. Now this is the initial position that I usually come to, because it gives you shots across the A line when the opposition is crossing over there. So that's exactly what this position is good at. This position is also good at shooting tanks that are sitting at B3, because you can literally turn around to your right and shoot these guys over there. So he puts one shell into the crossing in meal 2. I think that was a meal 2. And now he's gonna look into these guys on the right hand side. This is what I was talking about. You can get shots into these guys, although you have to remember they will be able to shoot at you as well, and you can get easily tracked in this position and potentially even die. So have your repair kit handy at any given moment in this position here. So he's gonna just pre-aim here and wait. And you know, to be honest, this is more of a passive game in this situation on ElHalluf, and I kind of do it the same way, because if I push in too far and my friendlies are not supporting me from behind, I usually end up in a situation where if you go into position B2 or B3 where that heavy tank is, you can get yourself in a crossfire easily, especially if opponents have tanks sitting at A1. Like for instance, if that Emil that's sitting at A1 would turn around and come closer to where that heavy tank is, he could easily clip him out. Now, when you're moving up this ridge right here, you have to know that you are in the TD firing range as well as artillery firing range. So this position where he's in right now, where GreatWhite is, it's not safe at all. So if RD is looking in this direction, it will be able to shoot into this position, as well as TDs that are sitting at what is it, B6, they'll be able to shoot into this position as well. Now where he is here, that position here is good, because you can pretty much flank whoever's at A1 and then push down the A line right here. Now the only problem in this situation is that there is RD, and RD will be looking in this direction, especially at the players that are pushing the furthest, right? So as you can see here, he's poken out from around this rock, but he's not going to go too far. There, I think that was RD shell that just flew by. Must have been, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, this rock on the right hand side protects you from RD. Although you're not invincible in this position either. RD can probably shoot you depending what kind of RD it is. If it's a British RD, it will be able to shoot you here. Like Conk GC for instance, right? Anyway, he's looking for a shot at this Polish heavy tank. Unfortunately, the 50 TP backs off, and now he's concentrating on these guys on this side. And that's a good play, because first, he's protecting himself from the RD, plus he's looking at whoever's overexposing and pushing on this side or the other side, and that way he still gets his shots of damage here and there and drains the opposition as much as he can. Now, as you can see, his friendlies are being outflanked already at E2, and that's problematic because he's gonna have to pay attention to different flanks at any given time. He was thinking about going after that dragon there, but he decided to drop off and engage the guys on this side. Again, that's a smart play because of the RD, and I'm sure RD is looking this way. So he's gonna use the wreck of that tank over here, track this Tiger 2, or is it E75, It's E75. That was a good play, but unfortunately he doesn't have fast enough reload to put a second shell into him, plus E75 repairs. He's gonna have to be really patient here. At this point, like as you can see, the game is so close. He doesn't want to move and overexpose himself, lose his HP. Now he sees this STI coming up, and luckily he re-angles in time, and STI gets taken out by his heavy tank. So now they're kind of in a pickle now. As you can see, his team has dwindled on this side of the map, plus Artie takes out the heavy tank. So now it's only himself and another heavy tank versus like 3 tanks. So he wants to take that 50 TP out of the game. That's a good play. He does take him out. Now here, I would probably back out into that dead tank so I can protect my back, because that Draugen was crossing and he put a shell into him. Now he has a decision to make. Do I go after E75 or go after the Draugen? Personally, I would probably go after the Draugen because it would be an easier play. And Draugen can simply get on your behind and put shells into your ass, but he decides to go after this E75. Luckily, Draugen misses his shot, but he's right behind him. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably turn around to face Draugen, maybe turn left over here to avoid his shell, but I understand what he was trying to do. He was contemplating whether to take a shell from Draugen or take a shell from E75, but I don't think at this point it would have mattered. It would be similar damage. But he moves forward to take out E75. At the same time, he gets out of the situation quickly. And I think that was a good decision at the end of the day. I would probably die in this situation, but because he ran off and used this tank's mobility, he's actually going to survive. Because little did I know that there was another Draugen sitting in the back, and he'll spot him right here. As you can see there, there are 2 Draugens on top of that ridge, so he would be completely outnumbered if he actually stayed in that position. So at the end of the day, that was a really good play by him. Now as you can see, he got ammo racked and he cannot use his repair kit. That was from the time when repair kits or standard repair kits weren't working properly. But he did use his command wheel. If he actually tried to use his repair kit right now, it would probably work, because the issue was associated with command wheel. And once you use a command wheel, the repair kit worked. But that has been fixed ever since, from what I know. Anyway, he's pre-aiming this area right now where the Draugen should potentially poke out to take him out of the game. Actually, if I was in a Draugen, that's what I would do. That area there, you can go in there and have shots easily on this side of the map, and he's not already safe in this situation. So, but luckily both of the Draugens decided to drop off and defend their base instead of pushing. So as you can see, they're spotted there. So he's gonna play it really patient. First of all, he's ammo racked, right? And at this point, he thought he can't use his repair kit, right? So why push it? At the same time, he still has his medium tank who's relatively full health. So he's going to cover this position to make sure that the Draugens are not crossing through the middle of the map. And I think that's a good play, because if he spots them, he can easily drop off from this hill and he'll be already safe. Relatively already safe behind that hill. He gets spotted here, so he's gonna drop off. So we don't know where the Dragons are. What are they doing? Are they going to the middle of the map, or are they just out spotting him in this position? So yeah, he's gonna hang around. He's gonna wait for his T-50-41, and T-50-41 is an autoloader and relatively full health, so he should be able to easily pen those 2 Draugens, if not clip at least one of them, to be honest. So he's gonna wait for him to move up. As you can see, his TD is also moving through the middle of the map, which is pretty good. So he's got friendlies moving up, and at this point he can move up as well. So if you're in such situation, don't be a hero. Don't try to be the first one to the fight, because you know you can throw the game easily, right? Always wait for your friendlies and attack in numbers. So anyway, T-50-41 puts a shell into that Draugen, or a couple shells to that Draugen, so he's a one-shot right now. So GreatWhite's just gonna go in from a different angle so he can get their backs. And that's exactly what he's doing. And his mobility on this tank allows him to make plays like this. And that's where this tank shines, actually, with its mobility. Well, and gun depression, obviously. Strong turret armor. So one Draugen gets taken out by T-50-41. Now he spots another one. He's sitting right here. So he's gonna put a shell into his ass. Yes, he does. Now he's gonna have to drop off and wait for his long reload. This is gonna suck, because Draugen should be able to put a shell into him and take him out of the game. And he rams him at the same time. Who's gonna reload faster? Draugen should be able to reload faster. Let's see what happens here. He's not shooting, and GreatWhite takes him out of the game. Not sure what happened there. It seemed like Draugen should be able to reload quicker, but he wasn't. But anyway, GreatWhite was able to take him out of the game. At the same time, he scooted over to the hill to make sure he avoids the Artie shell in case it would come in. And now it should be cleanup time. But Artie is in a kind of difficult position because he's sitting in a corner, most likely. In a lot of cases on this map, Arties like to sit at A10. So he's going to try to approach him from the angle where he can actually use his gun depression. Artie shuts down the T-30, and then our Artie misses. So maybe GreatWhite will be able to put a couple shells into this guy, take him out of the game. So he comes from this position here. Artie's not looking at him. He's going to put a shell into him right there. And now he's going to change the position. That's smart play because Artie already knows he's here. So might as well lose 6 cents and try to come from a different position. Or he was faking he's going to go right by. Artie's going to charge him. He's trying to charge him. GreatWhite's going for a track and he takes him out of the game to complete this game in style. Taking out the opposition's Artie. Anyway, fantastic game by him. Very good strategic thinking in this game by him, where he maintained his health, where he was able to stay alive and help his friendly Scary at the end. Well, I guess he's Super Uni for a reason, right? Anyway, he finished with 7 kills, almost 6,000 induced damage. Fantastic game for this tank too, because with that rate of fire, it's really hard to get a good damage game in this tank. He finished with Mastery Ace Tanker, bunch of medals for this game, Top Gun medal for killing 6 tanks, Devastator medal for killing 7. Just a fantastic game by him. He finished on top of the team with 1958 base XP and also some spotting damage there. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this replay. Thank you to GreatWhite for sending it to me. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit, check it out.